Hey, Paul, are you there? You're over at your parents' place right now, right? Could you get back over here right away?
Huh? Pardon me?
I think the baby is coming. I should head to the hospital. Could you drive me there right away?
No, can't do it.
Wait, what? Why not?
Would you just stop? I said no, for God's sakes.
Why do you just hang up? I said the baby is coming. I'm having contractions.
Stop bothering me. I'm not going to no hospital.
How could you say that, Paul? Do you realize what this means? If I don't go to the hospital right now, the baby will be in danger.
Just call a darn taxi. You can use your phone still, right?
Call a cab? Are you serious? It's your child that's about to be born. How could you even say that? Why are you being so cold? I can't do this alone. Paul, I need someone by my side.
Damn it, you don't give up, do you? I'm too busy to deal with you right now.
Don't tell me that Kathy is also having contractions. I remember her delivery date was about the same time as mine. I realize you're worried about your younger sister, but I'm in the same situation here, and you're my husband. Why do you ignore me and give priority to your younger sister? She's got her husband to look after her, doesn't she? Get your mom and dad to help out and work something out, would you? You don't all have to be over there. I mean, use common sense, Paul. This is nuts.
I said no way. Call a cab.
Paul, you stole my purse, didn't you?
Huh? What now?
I was getting ready to go to the hospital by cab and checked my bag, and my purse was nowhere to be found.
Oh, yeah. I was on my way to take Kathy to the hospital, and I realized I didn't have any money for a cab.
So you took my money? Are you serious?
Now, how the heck am I supposed to get to the hospital? Get this through your thick skull, Trish. I'm not going to the hospital for you. I made up my mind a long time ago that if Kathy's baby came the same time as yours, I would give her priority over you.
You cannot be serious.
What's wrong with giving your family members priority over a stranger? You had the gall to have your baby at the same time as her. You have no right to be griping on and on about this, so give it up.
Paul, I think I'm going into labor. The water.
Come on, Trish. Forget the cab. Just have the baby in the bathtub or something. Figure it out yourself. And Trish, don't make a mess.
Paul, Trish here. It was a boy. My neighbor, Carol, helped me out and took me to the hospital. I don't know what I would have done without her.
You have got to be kidding me. You had to impose on your neighbor?
I had no other choice. I had no money for a cab. I could hardly walk, for God's sake. Carol has kids, so she knows exactly how I felt and knew exactly what to do. Without her help, I don't know what would have happened. Once I'm back from the hospital, and if you have time, please thank her.
I can't believe you. We need to be on good terms with our neighbors. Don't go giving our neighbors a hard time, would you?
Hey, Paul, when are you coming to the hospital? I mean, you could at least pay one visit. I know you're all worried about your sister, but you're a father now. Don't you even want to see your son? As a father, that's the least you can do.
Sorry, but I just can't do that right now. Kathy wants me by her side. I just can't leave her. After giving birth, she's really drained of strength, not to mention her emotional state. No, I'm going to stick by her side until it gets better.
By the way, where the hell is Kathy's husband? Shouldn't he be there?
Pardon me?
I know she's there at your parents' place, but she lives just down the street. Shouldn't her husband be there by now? Shouldn't he be the one by her side?
Oh, yeah. Didn't I tell you? Guess not. She got divorced about a month ago.
Wait, what? She got divorced?
It seems that jerk was impotent, which meant that the kid wasn't his.
Am I hearing you right? That's crazy.
Well, it is what it is. So letting her have a kid all alone with nobody to rely on, it just seemed cruel, you know? As her big brother, I made up my mind to comfort her any way I could.
Hold on a second. I heard that Kathy was in the VIP room at this very hospital. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. Don't go complaining that you had to stay in one of those rooms with several other patients. I'm not in the mood to hear that.
Relative to what you were saying, I sort of think that Kathy's husband would be demanding compensation for, it seems obvious. She's not exactly well off with that hanging over her head. How could she afford to stay in a VIP room?
Yeah, well, I paid for all that.
You cannot be serious, Paul. We can't afford to pay the hospital fee for 2 women. Are you nuts?
So you saying I should just dump on Kathy, huh? My little sister?
No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that I wish you would have talked to me before making such a decision. Just think of our financial situation. There's no way we could afford to put her up in a VIP room.
Quit yapping on about what's already been done. What's the use? If you keep this crap up, Trish, I may even think about divorcing. You don't want that, do you?
Pardon me?
You're the one that's gonna pay the price if that happens. You have no parents or siblings to fall back on.
That's a low blow, Paul. Even for you.
Anyway, why'd you even have to get pregnant? Just my little sister was plenty. We don't need any more kids in this world. This whole mess is all your fault. Why'd you have to go and get pregnant?
What you just said, I hope you don't regret it.
All a wife has to do is obey her husband. Can you at least do that? Kathy just woke up. Let's cut this short, shall we? See ya.
Hey Trish, how are you? Congratulations. Thanks for giving us a grandson.
Dad, wow, it's been so long. How have you been? Yeah, not bad.
Sorry to contact you out of the blue like this. I got your line ID from your friend Carol, your neighbor. Nice girl, by the way.
Yeah, she's great. She told me all about it. She's the one that got in contact with you, right?
Yes, that's right. It was by pure chance that I was told about your situation.
Chance?
You talked to Carol about me before, right?
Come to think of it, I did mention you when we were talking about family. You know, with the baby coming and all.
Well, she remembered my name and it apparently rang a bell, so she checked me out. And it turned out that I was the president of the company she was working for. She couldn't believe it at first, but she verified the family ties and got in contact with me through the company intranet system.
Whoa, wait, back up. You're the president of a company now?
Yes, but it's only happened about 2 weeks ago. I'm really sorry I didn't contact you for so long. As you know, Mom and I divorced some time back. Fortunately, it was amicable. The main reason we got supported was basically because we were both workaholics, lol. After the divorce, I went overseas on business for almost 3 months. And we sort of lost touch. I didn't know she passed away until Carol told me about it. I felt terrible.
I see. I had no idea.
I really wish I was here. Maybe I should have stayed married to her, just separated.
You don't have to feel guilt over that. Mom knew how busy you were, and how much your work meant to you. Knowing Mom, that's probably why she didn't contact you. She's always sent me financial support through the years and insisted that I give you enough breathing space, so you can work to your heart's desire.
That's heartening to hear. Thanks for that, Trish. By the way, your husband, Paul, was it?
Huh? Yeah, that's right.
What do you plan on doing going forward?
Do? What do you mean?
I heard the whole situation from Carol, so you don't need to hold anything back. Tell me how you honestly feel.
Right. I suppose I'm leaning toward divorce. He gives his younger sister priority over me and the verbal abuse that I get. To be honest, I worry about our future together. Fortunately, I plan to return to work once I'm back on my feet. My company is pretty understanding when it comes to maternity leave. When I think about that, divorce seems the better option.
Okay, I understand. Then why don't we do this? Give me a bit of time to verify a few things.
Verify a few things. Like what?
When do you get released from the hospital?
Well, if all goes well, I should be out of here by next Wednesday.
Alright then, I'll contact you by then and we can work things out. Be patient, okay?
Not sure what you're up to, Dad, but yeah, okay.
Hey, Trish, are you there? Is that true about your dad? Is this some kind of joke? You never told me he was the president of that major corporation. Why didn't you mention this before we got married? How could you leave out such an important piece of information? Are you totally daft, Trish?
He contacted me just last week. It was the first time I heard he was the president of that company. I had no idea. He was working overseas for the past 3 months and just returned last week, and was promoted to president on his return.
If your father is the president of that major corporation, well, that means you're the daughter of a big shot. You're like a VIP or whatever.
Yeah, well, this only happened 2 weeks ago, so I was never a VIP or socialite or whatever.
But you are the daughter of a company president. That's a fact. What the hell is going on here? If I had known this earlier, I would have... This is not happening.
Hey, Paul, are you upset about something? You're acting real weird.
Yeah, I'm upset. How can I not be? Your father is a big investor in our company, and I mean one of the biggest.
Really, I didn't have a clue.
And his company is one of our top clients. One move, and he has the power to even bankrupt us.
Seriously, this is the first I'm hearing about this. You never mentioned your work stuff to me, so how would I know, right?
Apparently, your father contacted the president of my firm and wanted him to check out his employees. He eventually heard there was some sort of shenanigans going on. They found out that me and Kathy's work performance was, like, not up to par.
I'm just assuming here, but I bet you guys were forcing others to do your job and taking time off when you weren't permitted to.
Huh? Hold it a sec. Why do you know that?
Again, I'm just assuming, but considering your attitude toward everything, and this goes for your sister too, it just seemed like the logical thing you guys would do.
You sound like you're enjoying this. Like it's just some casual conversation or something. You realize that both Kathy and I have been transferred? And get this, we're not being transferred to the same location either.
Roger that. Don't go screwing up this time, Paul.
Roger, what? The hell do you think you are anyways? It was all your fault that we ended up in this predicament. What are you going to do about it? I went to your father's office and had a meeting with him. I got down on my hands and knees begging him to reconsider, but your father just ignored me. This whole thing wouldn't have happened if you had just told me about your father and not kept it a secret. How could you be so devious? If you'd only warned us, we'd have been able to be more careful at work.
Like I said, I haven't seen my dad in a while, and I only learned of this like 2 weeks ago. How am I supposed to tell you when I didn't even know? And for your information, I had no connection to your job. You never told me anything about where you and Kathy worked or what you did. Yeah, so maybe it was my father who checked up on your work performance. But it was you guys who abused your position. To me, it looks like you guys are the only ones that are ultimately responsible. Don't blame all this on me. And another thing, I plan to divorce you once and for all.
What? Wait, divorce?
My father introduced me to a lawyer, so he'll probably be paying you a visit sometime soon. So I would appreciate it if you would sign it.
Trish, come on. You don't want to do this.
In addition, I plan to demand compensation for emotional distress that you caused all these years, especially when our baby was born. Any court will rule in my favor. Oh, and I will be demanding the proper child support for our son. We mustn't forget that.
No, you can't do this. I have a lot on my plate now. I have to pay for Kathy's stuff, and getting pushed out and transferred to some branch office somewhere means a reduction in pay. Taking money from me now? Your timing is impeccable, Trish.
Take money, huh? Isn't that what you did to me when I went into labor? You stole my purse. Didn't you take money from me then? You left me there to suffer in pain because I had no money for a cab. If Carol hadn't been there to help, I could have died.
I need the money to take Kathy to the hospital. What can I say?
That's your problem, Paul. That behavior, that thought process, whatever you want to call it, that's what's screwed about you.
But the fact remains that I don't have any money.
Looks like this is going to go on into an endless loop, so let's cut it short.
But...
Oh yeah, one more thing. You and Kathy probably didn't realize this, but your mom and dad are both on my side with this.
Pardon me?
When Kathy went into labor, your folks went straight to the hospital with her, as any parent would. They only found out that I was all alone at the hospital was when they got home that night. They were furious for the way you acted towards your wife. They apologized profusely. Your mom was on the verge of tears. I ended up comforting her. They were overjoyed that I had reunited with my father and agreed to the divorce without complaint.
Are you really serious?
From now on, I want you to go through my lawyer. Anything you need, just contact them. Please don't contact me directly anymore. You got that, Paul?
Trish, you can't do this.
Goodbye. My son and I moved into my father's spacious condo downtown. On the day I was to be released from the hospital, my in-laws helped me escape without Paul or Kathy getting wind of it. They also helped in convincing Paul into agreeing to a one-time payment for damages and for child support. In return, I promised them that I would allow them to visit their grandson on occasion. I made sure I no longer had any contact with either Paul or his sister Kathy. I later heard that Kathy resigned from the company due to where she was being transferred to, and that she wanted to be with her brother. She blamed Paul for their downfall and insisted that her big brother take care of her as she stayed home with her child. That brother and sister relationship is a bit too bizarre for me. I heard the three of them went living at Paul's apartment somewhere up north. Most of the neighbors think that they are a family. I find it hard to believe that they even have any friends.
Hey, Sasha, are you there? Are you still alive? If you are, then give me a message back, please. Wait, is this Trish? I figured you'd be the only person to send a message like that to me. What is it? What do you want? Oh, come on. What kind of way is that to talk to an old friend? I thought we were best friends. I only ever thought that about you until we finished high school. That is when I figured that you were just being friends with me because you thought that taking pity on a poor girl like me would make you more popular. I would hardly say that that means we were best friends. Oh, I see. So you're still mad about that, huh? If I remember correctly, you didn't find out about all of that until we were about to graduate, right? And that must have been why you changed what college you were going to go to, because we were going to go to the same one. But yeah, I have to say that you really proved me right about how much better people think you are when you're a rich person hanging out with someone from a poor, sad family like you. Right, well, this has been an unpleasant trip down memory lane. Anyways, is that all? Did you want something? Aw, just what is that supposed to mean? I mean that if you only reached out to me to insult me and remind me of what you did, then this conversation is over. I'm busy and don't have time for this. What are you talking about? You're poor. You probably have all the time in the world. But fine, I guess I can just cut to the chase. I heard that you were going to be getting married soon. Is that true? Excuse me? Just where did you hear about that? So it is true? Well, you are going to invite me to your wedding, aren't you? I heard that you're marrying the son of some really rich family. I bet that means he must have a lot of really rich, handsome friends. So I want you to invite me to your wedding so that I can meet the man of my dreams. Wow, well, that was brutally honest of you, but no, I won't be doing that. Ever. In a million years. What are you talking about? How can you say that? Not only do I not like you, but I wouldn't want you turning my wedding into some kind of dating reality show for you. Aw, but wouldn't that be so fun? It's the perfect chance. I mean, just think of all that I did for you when I was your friend. Don't you think it's time for you to pay me back for that? Excuse me? And just what do you think that you were doing for me when we were in school? You were the one who used me to try and look like some kind of good person who took pity on the poor. You were never really my friend. Do you have any idea just how hurt I was when I found that out? The only reason I haven't blocked you yet is because it all ended so quickly and I didn't even think to do so. By the time I felt better about everything, I had rid you from my mind. So no, I won't be inviting you to my wedding, actually. Now, if you have nothing else to say, I am going to be going now. Don't ever message me again. Got it? Sasha, wait! Don't go yet. We're not through here. Actually, we are, so I'll talk to you never. But I need you to help me find some rich guy who I can marry. Listen to me. If you don't invite me, I have ways of getting what I want. Do you understand me? If you don't pay me back for being your friend, I am going to make you regret everything. In fact, I'm looking forward to making you pay. Oh, Sasha! Are you there? How long has it been? 6 months now? I just wanted to let you know that I finally figured out just who it is that you're going to be marrying. It took me a long, long time to hunt him down, and let me tell you, I was a bit let down, actually. But anyways, it didn't take much more effort after that to find out where you're living too. I'm surprised you're still living with your parents, but I have to say that their house is looking a lot nicer. I remember when it used to look like a rundown little shack. I wonder how that happened, given the fact that none of you should have money. I bet you begged your fiancé to give your parents a totally new house, didn't you? Anyways, he should be an easy target for me. Trish, is that you? Again? And what do you mean, my fiancé? What are you talking about? Just what I said, that I finally figured out who he is. I don't have a fiancé, though, and my parents moved off their old land and put it up for rent. Wait, what are you saying? I don't understand. Well, I moved, and I don't live with my parents anymore anyways. In fact, I had no idea that any new building was even built there. I guess there must have been some developer who was renting the property. Okay, what is going on here? Do you really think that I'm going to buy all of that? You're just mad because I want you to pay me back for all that I did. But you've got some nerve just lying to me like this. I promise you that I'm really not lying. I seriously had no idea that any of that had happened. Oh, just can it already, Sasha. But anyways, I also just wanted to let you know that it's fine if you don't invite me to your wedding. Or should I say, you might want to cancel your wedding now and save yourself the money. Either way, it isn't happening. Sasha, I have a surprise for you. I know that your wedding is going to happen tomorrow, but unfortunately for you, I'm with your fiancé in a hotel room as we speak. Trish, I have tried to tell you over and over again that I am not going to be getting married. And if you must know, tomorrow is actually my birthday. Aha! I knew it! I knew that you were getting married! What are you even talking about now? I remember a long time ago that you said if you ever got married that you would want to do it on your birthday. Well, this Sunday is your birthday, isn't it? So there we go. That basically confirms to me that you are getting married this week. Did you really think I would let you escape without paying me back for all I did? Well, I took it a step further and just stole your fiancé. Now the two of us are all over each other in a hotel, and you won't be getting him back. Trish, I seriously have no idea what you're talking about at all. Are you in shock? I want to know how it feels to know that I've stolen your man from you. You two are going to be getting married tomorrow, and now it's all for nothing. Tell me how it feels. I seriously don't know what you're even saying. I'm at a hot springs right now with some friends, and we're going to be here tomorrow, too. Wait, what do you mean by that? Literally what I just said. Some friends and I took a trip to some hot springs, and we're enjoying the weekend together. I seriously do not have any intention to get married anytime soon. Here we go again with the lies. When are you going to learn that those won't work on me? I am literally here with Jasmine from school. You remember her, don't you? Hold on a second. You're on a trip with Jasmine? Yeah, that's right. The two of us have been friends for a while, and since we both like being outdoors and enjoy natural hot springs, she offered to take me out for the weekend here. We're literally here to only celebrate my birthday, and that's it. I don't know what to say. That can't be right. Well, if you really don't believe me, then why not try messaging her right now and seeing what she says? I don't get it. Why are you with Jasmine right now? I mean, she said that the two of you are together, but I really don't get it. So you're both at a hot springs right now? That's right. I mean, she sent you the pictures of her and I together in our hotel and of the baths, right? Was that enough for you to believe me? But why wasn't I invited? That isn't fair. I used to be the leader of our friend group. How could you two do this to me? Are you seriously still so hung up on things that happened in high school? The fact is that neither Jasmine nor I ever wanted anything to do with you after high school since you did the same thing to her that you did to me. We aren't friends with you anymore. You seriously need to move on with your life like we have. But that's not fair. You two need me. Think of how much I raised your status up in school just being around me. If you really think that any of that is true or even matters now, then that is really just sad. How could you say that? How could you be so cruel to me? In fact, aren't you forgetting probably the most important thing about all of this? What are you talking about? What am I forgetting? I'm talking about who you're with. Do you have any idea who this person is? Well, I just thought that he was your fiancé who you would be marrying tomorrow. But I already told you that I'm not getting married and that I'm not engaged. I don't have a fiancé. Don't you get that yet? So then, who is this guy? Whose man did I steal? That's what I'm trying to ask you. I have no idea who you're with right now. Hold on. I don't get it. Anyways, it's getting pretty late here. I think we're going to go to bed. Have a nice night. What is going on here? You can't leave me like this. Sasha, are you there? You have to help me. I have really stepped in it now. I'm in huge trouble and you need to help me. Ugh, geez, what is it now? What do you want? Well, you remember that guy who I thought was actually your fiancé, but then it turned out that he wasn't? Well, it turns out that he's the guy who is renting the property that your parents used to live in. Wait, actually, now that you mention it, you did say that someone had built a nice new house on that land, didn't you? I had no idea what you were talking about and almost didn't believe you. But it's true! Okay, and what do you want me to do about it? Well, this guy is married! Right, so you're basically telling me that you thought that my fiancé was the guy coming in and out of the house that used to be where my parents lived, but that he actually has a wife who I guess you must have thought was me? Well, when he and I first got together 4 months ago, when we first started getting together, I assumed that you and him just couldn't wait to move in together and that he started living with you in your parents' house. You remember how my parents were? They were never going to let a man who I wasn't even married to live in their house. I know I've taken this way too far. This is really bad. How did this happen? I still don't get it. This has never happened to me before. That isn't really true, though, is it? This isn't the first time that your reckless actions ended up in a case of mistaken identity. What do you mean? What are you trying to say, huh? When did this happen to me before? You have no idea what you're talking about. Well, I heard from Jasmine that not long after we graduated and you two were going to the same college, that you were bragging to others about how you stole Jasmine's boyfriend. I was surprised that she decided to stick by you even after high school, but I think it was all those awful rumors that you spread about her that finally made her cut you off. Oh, that. Right. Well, I was single, and I figured that it was time for Jasmine to pay her debts to me for all that I did for her, so I just took what I thought was fair. Except that she never had a boyfriend to begin with, isn't that right? You just saw her going to classes with her cousin and assumed they were dating. So you just got with him thinking it was her boyfriend. Wait, is that really true? I thought that he was her boyfriend this whole time. Why am I just finding out about this now? I don't get it. That can't be right. So basically, not only did you drive away the only two people on Earth who would want to be your friends, but in the process you completely failed at getting what was owed to you from them. You just went off thinking that you had won when you had only driven away your friends. No, that can't be right. That isn't how it went. You've got this all wrong. I took Jasmine's boyfriend away from her because she owed me for all the things that I did for her in high school. But now it seems to me that you really have taken things too far. I don't know what to do. I'm really, really scared. You should be. At least in college when you were seeing Jasmine's cousin, it wasn't like he was married or anything. But now you've gone and slept with a married man. But I had no idea that he was married. It isn't fair. It's not my fault. Do you think that the wife is going to care at all about that now that she knows? But I didn't know that he was married. He never told me, and I thought that the other woman in the house was you. How was I supposed to know that that was really his wife? I was so sure about everything. How did it come to this? Well, it seems to me that the secret must be out. Why else would you be coming to me freaking out? Something tells me that you've already been found out. Oh, right. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, that's why I wanted to message you in the first place. She is suing for having an affair with her husband, and I was hoping that you wouldn't mind paying for everything for me. I found out that this guy only earns like $1,500 a month. There is no way he can afford to pay for us both. You're the only one that I can turn to. And just why in the world do you think I would want to pay for you? Well, it's really all your fault that this happened if you think about it. You can't be serious, right? It's all your fault that this happened. You were the one who took the actions you did, and now you are facing the consequences for your actions. Don't you dare try and pin this on me. You were the one who ignored me when I tried to tell you that I really wasn't getting married. But you tricked me! You knew that I wasn't going to listen to you because I thought that you were lying to me! Do you think anyone is going to buy that? You've always just only heard what you wanted to hear and never cared about what anyone else had to say. Well, now it seems like your actions have finally caught up with you. But we're friends! You still owe me! You can't do this to me, Sasha! We are not friends, and you have done this to yourself, Trish. Now, goodbye. I should probably come clean and say that I'm actually married. And it is true that my husband is the son of a rather wealthy family, but coming from a large family with many siblings, it isn't like he's the heir to a vast fortune or anything. Of course, his family would support him if he were in trouble, but he just works as a regular businessman. I don't really know how Trish got the intel on him that she did, but then again, she was always the queen of getting the juiciest gossip in school. I guess she should have done a little bit more research, though, because her actions landed her in big trouble. When her parents found out what she had done, they told her that they were cutting her off. Finally, Trish truly had no one that she could turn to for help. I heard that she had to take out hefty loans to pay off all her debts, and that many of those loans came from rather shady people. Now she is working herself to the bone to pay those off as well.